Hello, good afternoon to you. Welcome to the marketplace. We're celebrating 25 years of joy with you. My name is Aboagye-Wiafe. Coming up today in this edition, minority in Parliament kicks against introduction of a new levy known as the cylinder recirculation margin on the LPG price build-up. Meanwhile, LPG Marketers Association asks the NPA to, as a matter of urgency, withdraw the new levy and further engage stakeholders on the best way forward. We'll tell you more about this shortly. And the Africa Union subsidiary African Risk Capacity to launch Outbreaks and Epidemics Parametric Product this year as part of the AU's overall response to outbreaks and epidemics. Details of all these stories coming up in a jiffy. Don't go out. And it's always a great pleasure to come your way with business on the marketplace. Welcome back. The minority in Parliament has kicked against the introduction of a new levy known as the cylinder recirculation margin on the LPG price build-up by the National Petroleum Authority. The downstream regulator last Wednesday directed industry marketers to start charging 13.5 pesos on each kilogram of LPG effective April 1. But speaking to parliamentary correspondent Joseph Opoku-Gakpo, minority spokesperson on energy Adams Mutawakilu described the action as insensitive, especially at a time when Ghanaians are bearing the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Gas. And this government yesterday imposed 13.5 Ghana pesos per every kilogram of LPG in this country. As if they are not satisfied, they went ahead and revised fuel, what we call the fuel markup margin, increase it by 50% from 3 Ghana pesos per liter to 4.5 Ghana pesos per liter. This is so clear that this government is pretending to love the people of Ghana, but actually they don't have us at heart.
So for you, these margins will negatively impact people, you would say? Some say they are virtually minimal.
You are not talking of, we are talking per liter and we are talking per kilogram. We are not talking in terms of one volume being this. We are talking the more, if you consume 2 kilograms, you are paying 27 pesos. If you go in for 5, you are paying over 60 pesos. And every peso counts. 2, you are not going to consume it once and for all. You will continue to consume it. So this is not the right time.
So for you, in the light of COVID-19, increases shouldn't have happened, or probably the other way around.
This is not the time to introduce an increase, because they are introducing new taxes on us during this hardship of COVID-19. And that I'm saying that this is a government that is heartless. It doesn't have the people at heart, because this is the time people are losing income, because most of the Ghanaians are daily income earners. And therefore, as a result of this COVID-19, they don't go out. They stay more at home, but they will continue to cook. And we are talking of climate change. Climate change means use more of LPG than going for the wood, cutting down of trees. So this government, I'll file an urgent question to first of all know the process that National Petroleum Authority has gone through to imposing additional burden on Ghanaians.
You think it's an illegal process in terms of how those additional margins came about?
My checks indicate that they have not followed due process. That is why I'm bringing them. 2, looking at the time. The critical thing is the time. This is the time Ghanaians cannot afford what even they used to afford originally. Now you are imposing more on them. I think this is not the best time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Why is Parliament not sitting?
Oh, you all know, you are here. You know, I gave a warning that in terms of this COVID-19, President Nana Akufo-Addo should ensure that we have constant and reliable power supply. But the more I said it, the more President Nana Akufo-Addo want to prove to us that he cannot. Hacho had lights off. Many other areas in Accra had light off. So he decided to visit us in Parliament, where I held a press conference to let us know that he doesn't care. And that is why we are in what we are today, because Parliament cannot sit because there is light off. Meanwhile, we have in place enough installed capacity.
Meanwhile, the LPG Marketers Association has registered its opposition to the introduction of the new levy by the NPA. For some time now, the association has been at the forefront of an advocacy appealing to government to remove or reduce taxes in the LPG price build-up to help reduce the burden on consumers. In a release, the LPG Marketers Association has asked the NPA to, as a matter of urgency, withdraw the new levy and further engage stakeholders on the best way forward. All right, so that's exactly what the release says, and it's being shown on the screens. We want to stay on this a little further, and we're going to speak with the Vice President of the LPG Marketers Association, Gabriel Kumi, who joins us on phone for his thoughts. Good afternoon, Gabriel. Welcome to the marketplace.
Good afternoon, brother.
All right, so what
good
exactly?
Afternoon to your viewers.
Okay, so what exactly do you seek by this release?
Thank you very much. The LPG Marketing Company Association of Ghana has been on the forefront, as you rightly read, in appealing to government to remove taxes on LPG so we can make the product more affordable for the ordinary Ghanaian. As you recall, government has set itself an objective to increase penetration of LPG from the current 25% to 50% by the year 2030. But we have always maintained that the greatest enemy to that noble objective of government is the price of the product. We believe the price of the product is too high for the ordinary consumer to afford. When you look at the statistics, the LPG consumption in Ghana has stagnated since 2016. If you compare to 2006 to 2015, when there were no taxes on LPG, the growth rate was about 16.16%. But after taxes like special petroleum tax and other taxes have been introduced in 2015, for between 2016 to present, on the relatively, LPG consumption has been very stagnant. And our figures indicate that if the price does not go down, going forward, LPG consumption in Ghana will start declining. We've looked at all this, and that is how we come for the past 2 years. We've been consistently appealing to government to remove all taxes, all the existing taxes from LPG, so we can make the product tax-free. So it came to us as a surprise that whilst we are appealing for even existing taxes to be removed, our regulator wants to introduce additional levies. I mean, this is in sharp contradiction to our position. Our current position is not opposing the cylinder recirculation agenda of government. That's not our position. We have been with MPA through. We are at the implementation committee helping to shape up the cylinder recirculation agenda. But our issue now is the sources of funding for the policy. We believe the consumer is already paying too much. We believe there are about 23% taxes on the LPG that consumers are already paying. Is way too high. Okay. This is a product that is being subsidized by other countries in our sub-region. But right. we have put a tax of as much as 23% already. We believe Ghanaians are paying too much, and we don't believe that additional tax is in the form of levy is the way to go.
So beyond this release that you've come out with, what do you hope to do in case the MPA remains silent on your demand?
We hope the MPA will take this in good faith so that we all go back to the drawing table and look at other possible ways of funding this government policy. For instance, we have always argued that currently on the price build-up, there is a 5 pesewa per kilo on the price build-up, which Ghanaians are paying already. This is supposed to be for LPG promotion. We think if we go into that fund, we should be able to have more than enough revenue to be able to fund this government project.
All right, many thanks for your inputs, the Vice President of the LPG Marketers Association, Gabriel Kumi. Away from that, the receiver for some defunct financial institutions, Eric Nananipa, has begun the second round of payments to depositors of defunct savings and loans and microfinance institutions through bonds. This was after it completed the first batch of cash payments. JoyNews has been following up on this. He has more in this report.
According to the notice issued by the receiver, Eric Nananipa, the payment began today and will be done through Consolidated Bank Ghana. The receiver had earlier indicated that the first round of cash payment will be capped at 70,000 Ghana cedis, while the remaining will be done through a bond payment issued by government. The notice from the receiver also adds that the bond, which is backed by government, is worth 4 billion Ghana cedis and will be a 5-year paper but zero-rated. The first payment for this bond will be done in March 31, 2020, and after that, some payments will be made every 6 months. The receiver is hoping to carry out some 10 equal installments. This is more of a paper that has been guaranteed by government, and some gradual payments will be made at a certain time. Consolidated Bank is expected to open a non-interest-bearing account for those claims that have been validated. Receiver Eric Nananipa has maintained that they are committed to paying everyone.
They surely will get all their monies as determined and instructed by the president. We have made full provision for this. And within a month, not later than end of March, they will be fully paid, those whose claims have been validated. So I would ask for some restraints and they exercise some patience.
The receiver also revealed that as at the end of March 31, 2020, it has paid 920 million Ghana cedis, after some 1 billion Ghana cedis was set aside for this cash payment. It's now left with about 80 million Ghana cedis to be paid to those depositors whose claims have been validated but are yet to receive their monies.
Away from that, the Danish International Development Agency, DANIDA, has donated 15 pickup trucks and 3 working dogs to the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA. The donation is part of the Danish Embassy's contribution towards the Customs Division's fight against illegal activities along Ghana's borders in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Security officials in the South Tongu district of the Volta region arrested 38 persons who allegedly entered the country through unapproved routes via Ghana's eastern border. The arrest comes in the wake of the president's directives for all entry points of the country to be shut in the wake of the coronavirus outbreak. At the presentation of 15 pickup trucks to the Ghana Revenue Authority, Commissioner of Customs Colonel Kwadwo Damwa, retired, said the vehicles come in handy at a time his outfit is encountering logistics challenges. He said the vehicles will be deployed to areas in dire need.
We have the 12 pickups which are going to virtually all sectors except Kumasi sector, because the emphasis was on the remote areas. So Sunyani sector is getting 2 vehicles. One goes to Oseo Kwadjokru, one goes to Atuna. Aflao sector is getting 2. They will deploy them appropriately. Then Elubo sector is getting 2. One going to Omampe, the other one going to Yakese. Then we have one going to the other sectors, Bolga, Wa, Tamale, Koforidia, Takrade, Ho. And by this, we know that we are going to be better placed to perform our patrols and our preventive duties. I need to also recollect that this is not the only thing they've done for us in recent times. The last activity was at Kotoka International Airport, where we took delivery of another project. They had given us 2 Kenya projects for our docks. And the major one was at Dawenya, which was also inaugurated last year. We've had other assistances from them by way of provision of equipment, office equipment, furniture, and then vehicles. This is the second tranche of vehicles that we are receiving from them. The first tranche consisted of 21 vehicles, made up of 16 pickups and then saloon cars 5. And then late last year, we were given 2 Prado vehicles.
He expressed profound gratitude to the Danish government for the gesture. Unfortunately, officials of Danida were unable to make it to the presentation as a result of the COVID-19 outbreak.
You're watching Marketplace live on Joy News. We're taking a short break here. We'll be right back after this. Thanks for staying. Welcome back. Now, community leaders in the Amansie West and South districts of the Ashanti region are worried about the defiance of lockdown protocols by individuals in the business environments there. Residents at Mansonkwanta and Adubia still gather in their large numbers to transact businesses, while public transportation services are packed with passengers. The two assemblies have written to mining giant Asanko Mines for material support to mount educational campaigns and supply free hand sanitizers to residents. Luckily, the mining giant has responded with a donation of a number of items towards fighting the COVID-19. Nana Sensumensa has more in this report.
As you are aware, at Asanko Gold Mine, our core business is producing gold, and this gold production takes place in the Amansie West and then the South district. As part of our core process of producing gold, we also go along with our CSR programs, and we as a company have developed what we call the Asanko Opportunity Cycle, which is our strategic means of delivering our social responsibility to our community. Among the strategies, one of which involves provision of health and delivery of health facility to the community that we are operating in. And as we are all aware, this COVID-19, which has come along, has come with a lot of challenges. And as a company, since one of our pillars in delivering CSR also revolves around health, we found it good as a company to come and assist the district in fighting this virus. We have come to the knowledge that there are various educational programs that is going on, like washing of hands and what have you. We as a company have decided today to deliver various items which will help with this education and fighting this pandemic that has come. The items that we have come to help the district to fight this pandemic include soap, Veronica bucket, which will help with the hand washing, hand sanitizer, gloves, and then nose masks. We believe this will go a long way to help the health facilities and then the public as a whole in the district.
The Municipal Chief Executive of Keta, JoyNews, says 7 companies are currently bidding for construction of the Keta port. According to him, one company will be selected by the end of July this year to commence the port project, which is expected to boost the local economy of the Volta region. Fred Duho visited the site and has come through with this report.
The national flag and the flag of the Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority, flying at half-mast, torn into shreds by the harsh weather conditions. This is the proposed site for the Keta port, built to commence in August this year, according to reports. The Municipal Chief Executive of Keta Municipality, JoyNews, has revealed to Joy Business 7 companies have been selected out of 17 others who submitted their proposals. Currently, there is a board of directors appointed to spearhead the project. According to the MCE, visibility studies is currently ongoing and work will commence in earnest as soon as the President casts the sword in July.
Now, after the President has given the executive instrument declaring Keta as a port zone, we have continuously sensitized and encouraged the people of Keta. The port is coming to be. And for now, procurement processes are ongoing. So far, I would say about 17 companies have applied to do the construction, and Out of that, about 7 have been selected. And then feasibility studies are going on. Out of the 7, by July, they have to present their reports, and out of that, 1 will be selected.
Meanwhile, some local folks who live in the designated area shared their doubts. In my candid opinion, I do not see this working just like the Ghana card, initiated some time past, which never materialized. Things don't seem to be working in this country. I can't bank my hope in this project.
And that'll be it for the marketplace. Join me again tonight on Business Live for more updates in the world of business. My name is Aboagye-Wiafe. For more business news, log on to myjoyonline.com/business. Have a good afternoon.